I'm trying to do what I can. I'm glad
Yeah,
you're on the stage now.
respectfully, Queen.
Hey,
It,
Junior.
it's fucked up out here though. Well, it's better now. It's better now. I still ain't got power. That's the crazy thing. I still ain't got power in my crib since Sunday. I can't even go home because I ain't got my house keys. So I use my goddamn garage clicker to get into the crib. I left my keys in the house, and when the power went out, I'm not even capable of getting in my house at all because my keys inside, and I gotta use my garage clicker. My pipes done bust and everything. Like this shit crazy out there. But you know, I'm a little better off than everybody else. So we trying to help. We trying to help the ones that need help. Shit.
Most definitely. I know you just I don't know how long you've been in the room, but if you just entered the room, we have on our social media platform links. The game has a link as well for donations, um, so that we can make sure that we can provide for the families that don't have and that are in need of food and resources. So for anyone that's into the room, rather. Um, all of our pages at this point, all of your moderators have either a link in their bio or their stories. If you're in Dallas, Austin, Texas, or the Texas, Houston, Texas region, if you have any questions or any resources, we've provided what we can on those platforms. You can also visit the Arcade Clubhouse on Instagram, our stories, as well as our page for more information.
I just wanted to reset the room really quickly. For those of you who are new in the room, we are helping to support the state of Texas um, by providing relief as well as exposing corruption so that we are able to move accordingly moving forward. We are on the front lines getting relief today, as well as talking about how we can, um, prevent things like this from happening moving forward. So we're simultaneously raising money to provide relief for people right now, as well as building on solutions as to how we as a people can support charities such as the Black Cross, which is Lee Merritt's 501c3. um, and we're just holding a conversation here with ideas. We are sharing different links and organizations that are there right now that and resources that people can go to get help. We're sharing stores where there is still water available because a lot of people are out of water. So again, if anyone is there and they have stores that they can offer others, we want to make sure that you guys do go to the links provided in the bios so that you can donate. I believe we're at 4,500 right now as far as donations in the past hour or so. So if you want to donate, you can go to Games Bio and donate money. But also, again, if you know of any stores or any organizations while you're there on the front lines to share with the audience right now, we greatly appreciate it.
I mean, let them know that we doing the giveaway at 3,000 Jensen tomorrow. We do this all the time. Every time it's anytime a pandemic that goes on, but we're giving away water um and a bunch of other items at our gym. 3,000 Jensen tomorrow. If anybody needs anything, or y'all know anybody who needs anything.
Definitely, definitely. Do you have you
Hey
guys
Junior,
posted anything that we can repost?
Hey Junior, send that to me on Instagram or send me
Yeah.
your number so I can get it all and get that shit on my socials and whatnot.
I got you. I got you. I'm gonna text. I'm gonna text to your phone if your number's still saying.
Yep.
But this the crazy thing. Like this isn't a situation that we could prepare for because Texas isn't accustomed to dealing with nothing like this. So this is nothing that we ever could prepare for because it's never happened. You dig? Like, so when we sit here and say that we could prepare for this another time, we can't prepare for it because hopefully this never transpires again. And this is something that we have dealt with this time that we never dealt with before. Like it snowed in Texas, but it's never been to this magnitude. It's never been to where the power grids done went out. Like it's never been to where the snow done actually stuck to the ground. Like, we done had multiple winters where it done snowed, but you can never see the snow on the ground because by the time it hit the ground, it's nothing to see. Like so, this is a whole different type of situation that's transpired this time. Like we haven't seen this. We haven't seen anything like this in over 30 years. But we've
That's
never dealt
good.
with anything like this. Period. The closest thing that we dealt with to this has been over 30 years ago. I remember when I was a kid, like I was young, 3, 4 years old, when I could actually play with snow on the ground. Like it's been so long, but it's never been to this magnitude. So this isn't a situation that we could prepare for because it doesn't happen out here. That's why we are so misconstrued and discombobulated right now because Texas isn't accustomed to dealing with shit like this. We the South, like we ain't used to dealing with no fucking snow. But it's a beautiful thing when we see the people come together to help one another from different sides of the world. You do what I'm saying? Like it's just a beautiful thing to see black people, period, come together to help one another and make shit better for each other.
Can I share something about this voice and our voice that we have in these rooms? When the snowstorm hit, my 47-year-old sister-in-law had came out of surgery. She called me frantic. I'm in a hotel because my electricity is out. But she called me and she said the lights have been out in the hospital. She just had surgery. They left her open because she has to heal from the inside out, and they had her on a feeding tube. And if the feeding tube's battery goes out, now she can't eat. She's crying and she's saying, I can't even get medicine because the medicine they had for her was locked up in a drawer that needed electricity to open the drawer. They were without for almost 3 hours. She called me and I called all of my local news stations and everybody that I know. And the only reason I'm sharing the story is because when you see something, you hear something, we got to say something so that people can get on it. The news station contacted the hospital and then they were like, we're working on it. And she kept me abreast. I heard people screaming inside of that hospital because the lights were out. Their backup generators didn't work. And I'm pretty sure this happened all across Texas. So if people are calling you and telling you they're in need, I mean, maybe you're not in that area, but maybe you can call someone that's in the area that that's at. That's why we're having these forums until we can all come together. Let's just help each other and be a voice for each other. He's right. I've lived in Texas all my life. I've never seen anything like this, but I do know that I have a voice. And for the senior citizens who've been calling me saying we don't have food, for those in the hospitals who didn't have electricity, I was using my voice and doing everything I could until they got those lights turned back on. So, like she's posting on her social media pages, every person that's on this call should be finding something. You're saying you need help. I just got my electricity turned back on, but I'm still posting resources. So if you see a resource, post it on your page. Even if you're in need of help, there is always someone that's worse off than you. So post what you found so the next person can find it. And if you can donate $1 to any of these organizations, I always tell people who donate to Minnie's Food Pantry, donate and then post and say, I gave, will you join me? Because that $4,000 that they're at right now should be at 10,000 if we're posting, not to brag, but just to say I care and ask people to help. That will create something. If I got $20 in my account and my neighbor needs 10 or my neighbor needs 19, I'll give it to them. Some people are like that, but maybe some will only give 5. Whatever you want to give something to help somebody else because it's somebody else worse off than us. But together we're going to resolve this. But to see her in that hospital crying and begging me to find help and hearing people crying, that's the situation that we were in. So I was feeling much better that I was just in a hotel room without electricity at my house because she's in a hospital with a feeding tube and the battery's beeping at her. That's the kind of stuff that we're at in Texas right now.
Yeah,
And
I just
that's
want to.
why when my sister brings something up from the government or whatever we need to be doing, we'll follow her and we'll keep this going. But for the now, let's take care of the now, team.
Yeah, I just want to piggyback off Cheryl. I actually just went to the supermarket, and the supermarket is dry. The frozen section is has no food. There's aisles with no food. There's a shortage of food here, guys. Like I said, this is really going on, and I think if any if you guys could help, any help is greatly appreciated right now for the state of Texas.
Yeah, they've closed down
And
grocery stores and
also,
areas I've been in. So because they don't have anything on the shelves. Like they absolutely have nothing because the roads are so bad. They haven't been able to get delivery trucks or anything out here. I haven't received mail in over a week, even though this past weekend I was in LA. Um, I've been home this whole time. I haven't seen a parcel carrier of any kind. People are asking me how can they send things to us. Nothing's moving. The grounds and roads are pure ice. We don't have salt trucks to dissolve the ice. We don't even have snow plow trucks here to clear the roads, and everything's starting to melt. But once night falls, it dropped down to 14 degrees last night. It's all back to ice. So the roads are very bad to drive on, and a lot of places are just like, no, we're not. Logistics companies are not taking that chance because we had a pile up almost, I believe it was last Thursday. We had a pile up. It was a
Yes.
mile and a half long outside of my house. I had to go help with that because I too am a first responder, but they're not trying to take those chances of having logistics drivers driving, importing stuff everywhere because the roads are too bad. And that pile up was like kind of a eye opener for them that this is how bad it really is. We can't even get resources to us because the roads are so bad and they're still left unclear.
Very true.
May
and
I
also
ask
is
what part of Texas?
if
What
there's
part of Texas
anybody
are
that
you in?
I'm in Dallas. I live reside in Fort Worth, but currently I'm in Dallas right now.
Okay.
So at my food pantry, we have the food that you're looking for. Every person that comes through the line, we have green beans, we have mashed potatoes, we have macaroni and cheese, we have everything that you will need. It's in Plano, which is what 15, 20 minutes north of Dallas. I promise you, as much as I have until my shelf, I will empty out my shelf come Monday. But we have enough to take care of probably maybe 2,000, 3,000 families. So we're going to come in Sunday and make boxes for these families. So you'll probably get 20 to 30 canned goods. And then HelloFresh is giving us box meals. You'll get a complete box meal that you can just put in the oven. It has directions on how to make it because families had ordered these box meals and they couldn't get them out. To your point, on the road, they couldn't deliver them. And so they said, we don't want to trash this. Can you give it out before it expires? And the date that it expires before it can go in a freezer is next Tuesday. So we're getting 18 pallets. I mean, some of the best, these people are paying $50 to $75 for a meal, and you're going to get it for free. If you can make it to Minnie's, I promise you we got you. I promise you.